Hello, everyone, and welcome. As you probably may know, I'm Jim Kellner, co-founder of the Pacific Northwest Hypnosis Conference, and I'm joined by the other co-founder, Anthony Gitch, another hypnotist here in the Puget Sound area. Anthony, how are you doing today?
Not very well. Things are great. Things are always good, Jim. I'm excited about the conference that's coming up. I'm excited to have Joseph here to talk to us about what he's going to be sharing with people and how he's going to make everybody a little bit more resilient when it comes to working with diabetes and stuff like that.
Wow, diabetes is such a huge problem. I just heard some statistics yesterday that said something about a third of the people in the U.S. don't even know they have it. How are you gonna help us with that? What's your talk about, Joseph?
Well, the title, of course, is Deleting Diabetes and the Intrepid Hypnotist. And a few years ago, just very briefly, my diabetes was getting worse and worse. My doctor was prescribing more and more medications and wanting to put me on insulin, and it scared me. I did some research and I found that there were alternatives, in fact, very scientific alternatives, and I dedicated myself to learning the science. And when I myself reversed my type 2 diabetes, I haven't been diabetic for 3 years, more than 3 years, almost 4.
Fantastic.
No medications at all. And wow. I lost 100 pounds. It just poured off.
Whoa.
It just happened. And I thought, I need to share this with my clients. I never thought I would specialize, but this is truly becoming a specialty for me. And my goal is to help other hypnotists who aren't afraid of just a little bit of work with their clients to help them understand what they can do to help their clients reverse their diabetes. And hypnosis is the primary part of it because nobody wants to do what we have to do.
Right. Or would have already done it, right?
Right. And nobody thinks they can do it. Everybody says, well, I can't do this, until they do it, and then they go, holy cow, it worked.
Well, and I got to think, because what I think, and I wish I could remember the numbers, but it was over it was a huge number of people that have diabetes in the U.S., just in the U.S. So, I mean, the market, there's a huge market for this type of work.
Absolutely. And the thing is, unfortunately, it was almost cultivated. It was a condition that was almost cultivated by dietary recommendations. And so we were sort of been set up for this literal plague of obesity and diabetes just because of the diet. And once we know how to manipulate that and understand what went wrong, we can actually reverse it just by doing the opposite of what we've done.
Well, I mean, we've been conditioned to eat at Burger King, McDonald's, Chinese restaurants, all this stuff that we know. They'll drop tidbits here and there. Well, MSG is bad for you, possibly, or all the fat that they cook that in, but they never really educate you on what you can do to kind of turn it around.
Well, and I hate to say it, but a lot of the recommendations. When I was diagnosed with diabetes, the two things that they told me to do: get 60% of my calories from whole grain grains, and to eat every 2 hours smaller meals, so that I could keep my blood sugar.
Stabilize your blood sugar, sure.
But the truth is, those are if I wanted to reverse my diabetes, those two stipulations are wrong. Not only they are wrong, they're the exact opposite of what we need to do. And so my clients love the diet part of it because they get to eat things that they thought were no good. And we find out that scientifically they're fine. And then they find that their attachment to excessive carbohydrates, for example, just goes away. It just goes away. The relationship, here's the thing, relationship with food changes completely. And we love what we eat, and what we eat helps us to live.
Right on. I like that, Joseph. That's very good.
That is. And Joseph, so I know you've spoken at a lot of conferences. Can you tell us
Yeah.
why you're excited to speak out at the Pacific Northwest Hypnosis Conference?
I personally, I want the reversing of diabetes to get out everywhere. And I imagine that there are some pretty cool hypnotists and citizens. By the way, you can open my talk to the general public if you'd like. I'm fine with that. They'll learn from it too. There are some wonderful people in the Pacific Northwest who are diabetic and don't want to be, and who want to help people who are diabetic. And that's a part of the country, unless I'm in Pittsburgh. How often are our paths going to cross?
Right.
So there we go. And so I'm really excited. Of course, I've known Anthony for years. And when he said he was doing this, I wished him the best of luck. At the same time, how excited I am that he's doing it, actually pulling it off. Gosh.
Yeah.
you
Well,
two
we'll
are-
see. We're pulling something.
Yeah.
Well, seems to be working.
That's what she said.
Joseph, thanks so much for joining us today. Anything else that people need to know before we head out?
Yeah, they're going to get, anybody who attends my seminar at least are going to get 10 very practical steps they can take to put their diet in order, get reverse diet, and it's all easy. You can all do it. And at least a big plurality of them, there are 4 major mind hacks that help us do this, actually do it.
Right
And there
on.
are things that they can do on their own. You don't need me to do this, but the hypnosis always helps.
So once again, everybody, thanks for joining us. Jim and I are going to be updating you regularly on what's going on. Thank you, Joseph, for stopping by, for logging on, and for letting us know exactly what to expect. And as always, like Joseph said, we've known each other for a while. He's got really good stuff, folks. This is amazing. This whole diabetes thing that he has developed is absolutely mind-blowing. And even the religious recovery stuff that he has done, check it out. Joseph's a great guy. He's going to be a wonderful addition to this, and we're really happy to have him. Thanks, Joseph.